Oh, hi there. Z here, and boy howdy, aren't playing cards boring? They're so boring. Like, let's take this one for example. Just a regular old Magic the Gathering card. It looks really good this way. Turn it a little bit, put pressure. Look at that. It's loose. It's like it's made out of paper. It has no strength, and I bet you if I put any pressure on, I wasn't even able to finish that sentence before it ripped in half. These are so weak. And you know what else sucks about them? See these? Zero sound effects to them. Zero. Check it out. You don't believe me? Check it out. Nothing. No whoosh. No floosh. No poning. No nothing. There's nothing to them. And you know what really sucks about it? And what really takes the cake? I could ignore all those other stuff. But you know what really takes the cake? These things are completely inedible. You see this? I am ripping up my mouth trying to chew this thing. And guess what? I will not get my caloric intake back from this. I'm actually burning more calories trying to chew and digest this than I ever would with just not putting it in my mouth and trying to eat it. And you know what? It's so dry. It's so dry and tastes like it. Actually, hold on a second. No, I take that back. I was wrong. There's definitely a taste to these. It tastes like grease and salt. The last person who played this was eating a lot of Cheetos. God, you can't even swallow it without having something to drink nearby. With all the technology that we have nowadays, you'd think that would make card games a little bit more fun to play with. I mean, there has to be another way. Son, this thing looks really cool. It looks pretty. It looks like it could be a little bit fun, but I can only imagine that this plays far out the ass. I can only imagine. I mean, it's probably $50 to buy the game, and maybe they'll be nice enough to give you some digital booster packs, and then every booster pack after that's going to be $5. $15! $15. I wonder if anyone else is doing this, though. I don't want to spend my time on a game no one said that. Okay, so some big YouTubers are doing this. Looks like a fun game. Zach's got another bandwagon to jump on. Oh boy, I'm gonna get big no matter who I have to step on, no matter who. Oh yeah, right, you guys are still here. How about you join me for another gaming budget review stuff? Watch the video, give me the views, tell your friends, tell your mother, tell everyone about me! Slay the Spire, a game that has been increasing in popularity in a fairly short amount of time. I won't lie, yes, I've watched YouTubers playing it, making gameplays of it, singing its praises for the low amount of money that it costs. I would be a fool not to milk this trend. But anyways, is it really worth all the hullabaloo? I personally think yes. It takes a card game system that's been out there forever and makes something completely unique with it. I mean, making decks with cards and incorporating them in contrasting gameplays, it's been done before. But this game has definitely carved out a niche audience with its tactics, good design, and overall interesting game. But enough metaphorical dick sucking, let me explain things from the beginning. First, you must choose between one of these two characters. One that has more defense and one that has more attack. The third one is yet to be released. Ooh, yeah, what will it be? Will it be a robot man? Maybe a chicken person? Maybe, I don't know, Donald Trump? I wrote this down on the script and I just I can't imagine not playing Donald Trump now. Just like a little virtual Donald Trump, and the cards that he could get are endless. Fake news, weaken all enemies to 2. I don't know, Twitter rampage, deal 5 damage or whatnot. They could have one that the picture on the front is like it has like a line through the middle, and it has an Asian hand, and it has like a white person hand almost about to push a red button, and it's called Oops, and it does 50 damage to everyone because everyone fucking dies. That would be a great card. Do something about this, developers. I know you're gonna see this. Do something about it. From there, you talk to a whale that swam a little bit too close to a radioactive spill, choose a handicap, and boom, you're off. The point of this game is to start off at the beginning, down here, and go all the way up there. To do so, you will have to go through a whole lot of shit. Shit including a variety of enemies with a variety of different moves and abilities, each just as annoying as the last. Random events that you could either get the best thing ever or you could completely get kicked in the nuts. Elite units that are just assholes to defeat, but you get better loot from them, and merchants you can just buy items from. And you know what? The neat thing about this is, depending on where you start, you can actually carve your own path, either taking the more difficult way but getting better loot to help you through, or pick the easier way and get more cards to help build up your deck to be more diverse and powerful than ever. And through each stage comes more annoying and stronger units, just like any other game out there. The beginning stage, the Exordium, is fairly simple. Fairly weak enemies, the only thing you'll really have trouble with is the elites and the boss. Stage 2, the city. Things get a little bit harder, but things aren't really impossible yet. If you get a pretty crappy hand, you're probably not going to make your way through this. And stage 3 might as well be called the female orgasm with how fucking hard it is to get there! And throughout each stage, you have a pretty colorful collection of creative creatures, creepy crawlies, and carnivorous cockheads. Holy shit, the alliteration! You got bird guys, hairy things, a big red bastard, whatever this thing is, and I don't know what that thing is over there either, but it doesn't look too nice. And with each new enemy comes a way of making your life a living hell. Maybe they'll just do the regular enemy things, where they just damage you, they get damaged, they damage you, rinse and repeat until you or it dies. Maybe they'll throw some debuffs your way and make you weaker or take more damage, or who knows? Maybe they fill your entire deck with fucking useless cards, so you only draw absolute garbage and you can't do anything! Sorry, I lost too many games that way when I first played. When I was young. Had a beautiful soul instead of this old crotchety bastard. Let's just talk about the gameplay. This is your energy. This is how much energy it takes to play a certain card. You have primarily attack and defense cards with doing some debuffs and other nifty things that you can combine them with. With your limited amount of energy, you have to determine how much you will reserve to negating enemy damage and dealing said damage back to the enemies. And at the beginning, where you are massacring hairy worms and weak implings, this is pretty easy. But further into the game is where, hey, every time you use a defensive item, this guy gets stronger. Yeah, it's one of those type of things. So you need to weigh out if it's worth defending or attacking and just praying that the next time you draw a card, you get one of those really overpowered great ones. So you don't die, restart, and contemplate if the support beam in your ceiling will be able to support your fat ass by the end of the night. And with every win, you get more cards to add to your collection, with some of these cards actually working really well together. Like, let's say you could have a poison deck that just proliferates toxins to every single enemy, every single turn, every single time, and they slowly die as a toxic heap of sludge. Maybe a deck will just give you a massive amount of armor where no one would be able to penetrate. That probably wasn't the best word I should use. Or maybe you should just go to a buff deck and do multiple hits. The combinations are really endless. Well, not endless, because there is a certain amount of cards that you can get, with the possibility of unlocking even more when you increase levels, but actually that's where things get really interesting. See, this game is actually an early release. That means in the near future, there's a possibility for more levels, more enemies, more cards, and more characters, including, the possibility of POTUS. I mean, come on, developers, you know you want to do that, and if you don't want to do that, why don't you just make it moddable so we can do it, please? Please? And honestly, it just leaves everything open to make this fairly fun, addicting game into a fantastically frustrating game that kicks you in the face, but you keep coming back. You keep coming back because it isn't Slay the Spire's fault, it's my fault. Slay the Spire loves me. He just doesn't know how to express it. Please don't take him away.